Hello, my name is Marc Trams, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, where we are embarking on a brand new project on Zest Husky's decade-old map. So, last episode, we set out the plan for the coming year, for 2026. And I'm not doing any of that today. Now, instead, what we're doing today is we are building the capital cities, so Flunfingfield and Wrenfingbourne's tram network, and we're going to do a few buses as well. Yeah, so this is going to be very fun, because I've not done trams on this network since it started. I mean, I know there is a small tram network at Trindingstone, but I didn't do that on camera. So, let's go and build a tram network. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is remove all trams from the existing network. So you are being sent to the depot, likewise you, and you. Then yeah, you're all buses. Okay. Well, that'll be for the buses section later. Anyway, yeah, tram depot is here, so we should see a few coming in. In fact, if I go invisible, yeah, you can see one there. Now, where else are they likely to be? Here. Oh, you didn't. Oh. Okay, so you're going to tune into there. Yep, so this guy is turning round. Yep, and then we should see the other one, yeah, approaching the depot here. Not bad money-wise. Okay, under the tracks, you're almost there. Come on. And this should be the last of them. Oh, £20,000, that was a new one. Right, now next job is to destroy the existing tram network. Which involves getting rid of these bus stops. And when the buses feel like it, yep. We're going to be getting rid of this line. All the way. Uh-huh. And then down here. No, we're going to leave that there. So I do want Trams to stop at the stadium. Uh-huh. Once this bus is out of the way. There you go. So then we have to go to this one. Oh yeah, get rid of this line. Uh-huh. There you go. Get rid of this depot. Wait for this bus to clear. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Ah, right, the trams never go to printing. Okay. Right, so that is the tram network destroyed. Now, I am going to go through and build the new network, but I'll do it via time lapse. So we try and work out where the routes are going to be. Well, I say work out, I've already decided, but what I've already decided sort of miles, no, not milestones. Checkpoints? Yeah, checkpoints. So one line is Chinfing Bridge, Bunwell to Flunfingfield, and then coming to the stadium. Another is Lindenborough to the stadium, which is simple enough. Another is going to be Nondington to the stadium. That, no, it might not be that tricky actually. Then we are going to have a line from the stadium to Truthingly. Then all other trams going to go through to, yeah, Wrenfingbourne by Grandhatton. Still have to work out how that works. Right, then coming through to Dunstan. Oh no, sorry, yeah, then coming up from Wrenfingbourne, we've got a branch from Tudington to Fort Chappell here. Then all the other trams come up from Ronston. Sandinghead Cross. One goes into Penfield. One goes into Grondingville, but that comes off at Ronston. And finally, one goes to Printingworth. So, let's go into time lapse and build that. The tram network is now complete. So now we need to go and add depots, which I think well, we've already got one there. Oh, I love Flunfingfield bus station now. A little bit of decoration has really helped it. Then I think we'll put one somewhere in Truthingly, like here. And then finally we're going to put one in Sundinghead Cross. Yeah, we'll do it here. So those are our depots. Now we need to go and add our services. And I mean, let me just talk you through the services. In fact, I may even be able to add some sort of graphic on screen. But basically, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 services that I have planned. One of which is Chenfing Bridge through the core to Fort Chapra here. Second is Lindborough through here to Truthingly. Then again from Truthingly all the way through here to Penfield. I haven't built the Nondington branch. Well, I'll do that in a minute as well. But Nondington round to Grondingville. And finally Chenfing Bridge again up to Prindingworth. Right. So now I'm just gonna go and build the Nondington branch and add their services. And I will see you in just a moment. And that is now done. So the reason I've come here to Tennimore Stadium is, honestly, I'm so pleased with this. We have got a tram every 2 minutes in each direction. And they don't conflict with each other. Like, this is easily the highest frequency timetable I have built so far. And it all centres on this tram stop here. Yeah, the only route which doesn't go through Senningwell is the Truthingly to Penfield route. But yeah, so every single route runs at a frequency of 8 minutes. So every single town within this region, with the exception of Grundingbury and Treadworth Falls, has a tram at least every 8 minutes. Which is massively overcompensating for the amount of demand there actually is. Like, the trains never run full between Wrenfingbourne and Flunfingfield. If I look at the 1 million+ people waiting at Wrenfingbourne, none of them want to go via Flunfingfield. It is actually amazing. That is how well we are catering the demand between these two cities. There are just so many ways you can get between them. So anyway, now I am going to be trying to add a bus network. So looking at my rating in places like New Charleston Springs and Courtbridge. It's not gonna be cheap. Most of the places like me. Chatbourne, they're meh. Drewbourne I think I want to reach, but I don't quite know how. But yeah, other than that... Ooh, Grundingle's grown. I hadn't noticed that. Right, we'll have a new station there at some point in the future. Yeah, okay. Oh, and I've decided this station is... it's not necessarily going to be busy, but... I mean, I've finally worked out how I'm going to serve it. Which is more than I had previously. Right, let's now go into a time lapse of me trying to get all these bus routes down as quickly as possible. Go. No, I've just noticed that my disk space ran out. So, I mean, I don't know how much of that you've missed, but we now have all the different bus routes I had planned. And you might also notice we've got a brand new livery for the Capital City Transport brand, I guess. It's not a separate company, not in this world. It would be in another world, but no, not here. But yeah, all our buses and trams are yellow. And next week, when we do Flunfingfield's commuter rail network, those trains will be yellow as well, creating one cohesive brand. So yeah, what routes do we actually have? Well, I've made use of a lot of interlining. So for example, we've got 4 buses an hour between Flunfingfield and Pranningbury. I think the same is true between Flunfingfield and Tranfield. And between Flunfingfield and Hubris South, you've got 4 buses an hour. Between Flunfingfield and Lindbury, you've got 6 buses an hour. Sadhead Cross also sees about 6 buses an hour, I think, on 3 different routes. Yeah, okay, so first of all, Flunfingfield to Daddingworth, I think you saw that one. Then Flunfingfield to Gentle Bridge, that's an hourly bus, whereas Daddingworth is half hourly. And then Flunfingfield to Little Grenfingford, also hourly. Then you've got Flunfingfield via Little Barham to Muttbridge, that is half hourly, I think. Flunfingfield to New Barfingfield, that is half hourly, and likewise to Keyborough is also half hourly. While we're down here, there's also a Gentle Bridge to Tranfield bus route, which is every 20 minutes. So yeah, that's fun. Also, I have put bus stops at hotels wherever I've noticed them. I mean, this could have been better planned, but the non-Flunfingfield routes were the last ones I did, so I was kind of tired by then and bored and just wanted to be over and done with. Right, so then you've got Flunfingfield to Great Bradingham and Flunfingfield to Drewbourne up here. And finally, Flunfingfield to Paffingford, to Chindingstone and to Preffinghill. And then you've got Breffinghill to Paffingford as well. So for example, if we go to... Yep. Now what's the next one? 1049. If I just fast forward, we should see this. It's to Flunfingfield. So it'll come from one of these two roads. And... which one is it? Oh, here comes another one. No, I don't. Right, so it's going to Chindingstone. So, yeah, okay, so there were quite a few more for that route. Yeah, I do also have another set of routes planned to go out of Brindingworth into this countryside, but that isn't really capital city material, so I'll just do that off camera. Anyway, so now let's do something cool. Let's look at the cargo flow legend, which apparently if I hit what? Yeah, so Y is the shortcut. So then select our company and passengers, and well, most of the routes are all right. So 118 from Lindborough to 70%, and 44% back. That is very well catered for. Are there any? So the only... Ooh. So Flunwell to Wrenfingbourne. We'll have to sort that out, but that's on the commuter rail route, so that should be fine. You aren't best pleased. If I hold down control, you get a lot more data as well. But yeah, that's considering that this route is half hourly. I mean, yeah, it does connect to. I mean, Cranwell's 19,000 people, and it's not even a city. That is outstanding work. But you could probably do with another route, but that will probably come from Platworth, so that will be a separate brand. So the expresses, I mean, they run full most of the time. Clearly there's a lot of demand to get into Flunfingfield. That will be sorted next episode. Yeah, so you can see it's like a live tracker of your capacity. That, I mean, I don't know what I can really do about that, because that's I quite like that little bus route. Very rural in nature. We'll serve these two towns at a later date. Oh, is there nothing running along here? Okay, maybe that gets bumped up the episode list then. It's not next episode, because I've already decided I'm going to do the commuter rail network. But that is something to bear in mind. I mean, this is a busy route. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. It's all... Oh, it's trying to get to the hotel. It's trying to get to the hotel and they're stopping at Fort Graffingbridge to get there. Now, I have no clue why Bromley Market hate me. Like, this belongs to Tradingstone. I can't see any other... what was I going to say? I can't see any other stations here. So... I wish there was some sort of, like, analysis going on where you could click on your company and highlight it, and it would show, like, a list of stations or exactly why the authority hates you or likes you, vice versa. But yeah, that is confusing to say the least. Okay, so this bus is slightly busy. Bearing in mind there's also 2 buses an hour on this route, combining to 4 buses an hour between Hont Hill North and Hont Hill. Oh, Flunfingfield Gardens. Okay. Oh, there's a hotel there. That would be why. Oh well. But yeah, honestly, you can just completely lose yourself in this display. But overall, I'm doing a pretty good job so far. Most of these routes are absolutely fine. You can see this ginormous route from Sarnway Central to Granley Market. I believe that takes like 10 minutes on a high-speed train. So if I go here, yeah, Sarnway to Grundingham. Oh no, it takes 14 minutes. That's how long it is. It's also a good way of seeing sort of how direct your routes are. It's like you can see here, Penfield to Chaffing Hill. The line doesn't really deviate from the direct route, so I can be pretty confident that it's as quick as it can be. Whereas here, it deviates quite a lot. But I don't really see an alternative. Because, you know, it needs to hit Trindingham, and there's this massive ocean in the way. And these lakes. So if we look at Lonningville to Teffingly, see it's not most direct, but again, I don't think there's anything more I could have done. And all the others, they're alright, frankly. I mean, Grenfell to London is a very wiggly route. And obviously Naston to New Brathill City, I mean, that was never going to be direct. Oh, and then you've got a ferry here. So actually, how many people are waiting? 42. They're all over the place. Compared to this, which has a capacity of 500. Okay, but you should get auto replaced at night when you go back to a depot. But yeah, that should be fun. Because you'll notice, yeah, they all go to the nearest ship depot. So now let's switch that off. And yeah, well, let's sit at Sodor Stadium. There you go. So, I mean, the capital city's tram and bus network is now complete. And yeah, I think it functions fantastically, in my opinion. I hope you've enjoyed watching part of me making it. Apologies about this space error, but, you know, what can you do? So, anyway, as I've said, next week we are doing the commuter rail network, which will involve the rail platforms at Sodor Stadium. And yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. Those are both fantastic ways of supporting me. If you want to help the algorithm, please leave a comment. Anything will help. Feedback, thanks, criticism, anything. It all helps the algorithm. And finally, because even with that the algorithm won't give me much help, please share it with your friends who you think might be interested. Obviously, last week I set out all the routes I'm hoping to do this year. So yeah, I'd love for your friends to come and join me on this journey. So without further ado, until next week, goodbye.